Section 6.1, graphing linear inequalities in two variables. So what this means is we're looking at the explore part. So this is on page 294 in your textbook. It says for which inequalities, so an inequality is just an equation and it has a greater than or equal to or less than or equal to or greater than or less than sign instead of an equal sign. So if it's an equation, it has an equal sign. If it's an inequality, it has a greater than or less than sign. For which inequality is 3, 1 a possible solution? So we want to know where 3, 1 is a possible solution. How do you know? So what we need to do is, we know that our 3 represents our x, and our 1 represents our y. So what we need to do is replace our 3's, or our x's with our 3's, and we're going to replace all our y's with our 1's. So if we look at this first equation, 13 subtract 3, and instead of x, I'm going to replace it with the 3 is greater than 4y, and instead of y, I'm going to put the 1. So I get 13 subtract 3 times 3 is 9, is greater than 4 times 1 is 4, and then I go 13 minus 9 is 4, is greater than 4. Is that a true statement? 4 is greater than 4. No. 4 is not greater than 4. 4 is equal to 4. So this means that point is not a solution to that equation. So then we would try out the next one. 2y minus 5 less than or equal to x. We're going to replace our y with our 1. And we're going to replace our x with our 3 again. So 2 times 1 is 2, minus 5 is greater or less than or equal to 3. 2 minus 5 is minus 3, is less than or equal to 3. Is minus 3 less than or equal to 3? Yes, it is less than it. So we would say that these points are a solution to this equation. Okay, you can keep going and try the other points. Okay, looking at our first example here, it's on page 295. Graph the solution set for this linear inequality. So we have this linear inequality, and we want to be able to graph this. So one of the easiest ways to graph a line is to find its intercepts. So in order to find your X intercept, you let your Y equal to 0. We'll move to the next page so I have more room. So if I want to find my X intercept, I let my Y equal 0 and I solve. And if I want to find my Y intercept, I let my X equal 0 and I solve. So we will end up with 2 points which will connect to draw the graph. So if I replace all my y's with 0, I will have minus 2x plus 5. Instead of y, I'll have 0. It's greater than or equal to 10. I have minus 2x. 5 times 0 is 0, so that is gone. And I have greater than or equal to 10. Here I will divide by a negative 2. And when I divide by a negative, I need to remember with an inequality, I switch the sign. So this was greater than and equal to, and now it is less than or equal to because I have to switch the sign when I divide or multiply by a negative. So our point being for this one, our x is going to be the minus 5 when our y is 0. Okay, and now we need to find our y-intercept. So that is when we let our x's equal 0. So I'll write the equation, but when I see an x, I replace it with a 0. So 5y is greater than or equal to 10. So minus 2 times 0 is 0. So I have 5y is greater than or equal to 10. I divide by 5. I do not need to switch the signs because 5 is not a negative. And I have y is greater than or equal to 2. So that means when x was 0, my point was 2. Okay? So now what we need to do is graph these lines. And when we saw this equation, there is no specifics about the domain of this equation. If they have not specified, then we assume we're talking about all real numbers that include decimals, fractions, whole numbers, everything. So if they do not specify any domain, then you assume it's for all real numbers. So looking at the graph, we'll go to our graph. Here we go. So our points that we found was when x was 0, y was 2. So you go 0 over and 2 up, and you put a dot. Our other point that we found was minus 5 at the 0. So you go minus 5 over and 0 up. When you draw the line, we need to consider what the equation was. So if we remember, our equation was a greater than and equal to sign. So if it's greater than and equal to, you must use a solid line to draw your picture. So this becomes a solid line because it's greater than or equal to. So if we have less than or equal to, or if we have greater than and equal to, use a solid line. That means if we have less than or greater than, no equal to, then you use a dotted line. Okay, so our picture looks like this. And the last thing we need to do is we need to remember this is an inequality. So if this was an equal sign, then this would be the line that we're talking about, because our equation would equal this line, but it's not. We're talking about an inequality. So it either has to be greater than or equal to this line, or less than or equal to this line. So that means we're going to either include the information above this line, or we're going to include the information below this line. So how we test this is, we take the equation that we were given, and we choose a test point on our graph. So usually I choose 0, 0, just because it's easy to plug in. And so what we're going to do is, if we choose 0, 0, that means we're going to put 0 in for all of our x's, and we're going to put 0 in for all of our y's. If we do that, and we end up with a true statement, then we will include this dot, and he will be shaded. If we get a false statement, then we will not include him, because he's telling a lie, and we will shade away from him. So we have minus 2 times 0 is 0. 5 times 0 is 0. So we have 0 is greater than or equal to 10. Is this true? No. 0 is not greater than or equal to 10. This is false. That means our test point does not work. It's not a solution to our equation, so we will shade away from that test point. And looking at our summary on page 302, the important part that we need to discuss is this section right here. we drew one that was a y is less than or equal to, and we have an equation, and it's saying for all real numbers for the domain and for the range. So in this case, since it's a less than or equal to, they used a solid line to draw your picture, and since it's all real numbers, they shaded completely in. Okay? In this case, we have just a greater than sign, so we use a dotted line because our information is not equal to this line, it's greater than it. Okay, so this line is not included, and we're still talking about all real numbers, so we still shade on the appropriate side. The difference comes when we start talking about just integers. That means we're not choosing the values in between, we're choosing exact points. So in this case, we have a greater than or equal to sign. So it is a solid line. But since we're talking integers, then we shade using dots. I'm not going to be real specific about where your dots are, just if you show that you're using dots because of integers. And this one has a dotted line because it's just less than, no equal to with it. And